Welcome back. The action resumes with the
25.
second of our first round ties, and it features the leading lady of world darts, Lisa Ashton.
Outside, Lisa's won them.
Who looks very likely to be set to secure return to the Alexandra Palace after her and Fallon Sherrock shared the 6 titles in the first half of Women's Series events for 2021. She gets her bid underway to join Sherrock at the Grand Slam. She can do so by finishing top of the order of merit for these 6 events.
50.
And she takes on Donna Gleed, who's got a 100% attendance record at the Women's Series so far, including a run to the quarterfinals in the second event of 2020. Ashton or Gleed to take on Sakaguchi, who we saw produce a very decent debut at the Women's Series in the last match. And following this, we will see Fallon Sherrock. If she managed to get past Joe Dean, she'll take on Lorraine Hyde. So Lisa Ashton, Dan, well, she's been here all week. She's won a couple of games at the Super Series. Could work in her favour, could go against her.
Yeah, we will see. She's certainly had plenty of practice this week, and we can already see that this game is going to barrel along at a fair old pace.
100.
Not bad from Lisa. Leaves 156 after 4 visits to the board.
And victories this week, one of them against Peter Jakes, I commentated on.
60.
Very comfortable win. In fact, it was the 3rd time she'd beaten Peter the Postman in 3 meetings with darts like this. She also missed darts to beat Callan Ridge yesterday.
140.
For another decent run.
That's Callan Ridge, who was he 3rd, I think, in the order of merit over the course of the whole week?
30.
Winning a title, averaging about 97 for the entire week. Lisa herself was posting some high 80s around about the 90 average. Little step over for the double 8. And pins it. Really good adjustment from Lisa Ashton, the 4-time Ladies World Champion. Takes the opening leg.
A rapid start to this match, and it's Ashton who has the first leg in the ledger.
70.
Trina Gulliver, the most successful female darts player, has won her first match. She had to play a prelim today. She's won it 4-3 against
60.
Wales's Natalie Evans. Laura Turner also through. She's into the last 32 with a win over Josie Patterson. Potential banana skin there for Turner, who's started slowly historically at the Women's Series, but it's an opening victory today for her.
42. $95.
I'll tell you what, if Donna Gleed can just stop dragging a few darts into that 5 segment, and when she is dragging them in, it's not by much, it's just the wrong side of the wire.
59.
She can stick 15 points on her average here and be very competitive with Lisa. Now that's an overcompensation, unfortunately.
41.
Well, as I mentioned, she reached the quarterfinals of the Women's Series event last year, lost to Fallon Sherrock when she got there. She also reached the last 16 of the first 2 Women's Series events of this year, and was only beaten by Corinne Hammond and Chrissy Manley.
24.
In fact, sorry, Corinne Hammond and Dita Hedman in the last 16. Manley beat her in the last 32 of another event.
60.
Well, you are going to run into one of the big names sooner rather than later in these Women's Series. There's the likes of Anastasia and Dita and Lisa and Fallon all floating around the draw. Corinne Hammond, who we've already said is a dangerous player. Now you can chuck in the 2 Japanese stars with Mikuru and Yukie, who looks very dangerous. Ton 40 here for Lisa. Absolutely perfect. Wonderful setup.
Well, based on the last event, I think you can throw in a couple more names. Certainly Rhiannon O'Sullivan,
60.
one of them. She's 3-0 up now against Sharon Godbeer, and also Jo Locke, very dangerous player.
Yeah, she was dangerous in the first Women's Series last year, wasn't she? Okay, double 4.
32.
Nearly going double-double. That wire bent. Now Donna looking at the 126. 419s for Bull. Good guide. Oh, Not a bad effort,
Yeah.
but doesn't get a dart for the
58.
leg.
So for Lisa to double her lead. Double 2. Double 1.
No score.
An opportunity here then for Gleed. There'll be treble 20, the first port of call. Now 16 or 8. And now double 16. Just takes a moment to compose herself.
36.
Well, Lisa will be happy she did bust it last time, because she goes back to double 4, gives her a little freedom to attack it, whereas if she'd been on double 1, she'd have been worried about busting with her first dart. 2-0 to the 4-time Ladies World Champion. Donna's won a title in the
104.
BDO system as well. Do you know which one?
Torremolinos.
Ding, ding, ding! We have a Torremolinos winner. One of the few titles I think Lisa hasn't won over the years.
60.
Not sure she'll lose too much sleep about it.
I mentioned some of those big names. Dita Hedman 3-0 up against Jackie Wilkinson. Fallon Sherrick 3-0 up against Joe Dean. Rhiannon O'Sullivan has finished the job in her opening match
81.
against Sharon Godbeer.
$100.
Lisa, well in the swing of things. I mean, by her standard, it's not an incredible performance. We did see her twice average
100.
more than 100 in back-to-back matches at Women's Series Event 5, as Dan mentioned before, against 2 big names, and you just get the sense that the big guns
99.
in the field will lift each other.
Well, that's what this whole series of events is about, isn't it? It's about trying to give the best lady players around a platform to play, to win money, have a good competitive edge, and also spur each other on. And Lisa Ashton fires in a 14-dart leg on double 16 to really take control of this match. Now, the whole thing about Lisa becoming the first woman ever to win a tour card through Q School and playing week after week alongside the best players on the planet, that shifts her expectations. She knows that she needs to be averaging
100.
in the 80s, 90s, maybe over a ton if she's going to win games, and she's been forced to get better. Even, you know, people will argue she's the greatest female player of all time, but she's had to improve just to compete on the circuit. That's why she has been posting big averages and doing things that people haven't seen before from a female player.
Yeah, let's not underestimate the importance of this weekend in Lisa's bid to become the first female player to hold on to her tour card, because if she gets in the Grand Slam, that's a ranked. She'll pick up some more prize money. If she gets in the Grand Slam, she's going to be at the Worlds as well, based on where the rankings are. So she could well, by virtue of qualifying for those tournaments, hold on to her tour card.
Yeah, I think it is massively important for Lisa in a bid to keep hold of the tour card. Hello, Donna.
140.
Ooh, good visit.